welcome to a safety step change session provided by Predictive Solutions. My name is Chuck Pettinger and I'll be presenting concepts, philosophies, and tools to help you create and sustain a step change in your safety culture. Getting the vision right. So the next step in the 8 change model is actually getting the vision right. So once you create that sense of urgency, you get the team together, now what we have to do is decide what our vision as a team is going to be. So a lot of companies have a vision statement that may be corporate-wide, right? What does your corporation see as its vision, mission, values, all those types of things. But I also think that when you're rolling out a change initiative, you should use that vision, strategy, and plan methodology as well. It helps clarify your direction. So when you're planning for change, the first thing you need to do is talk about this big picture vision. Visions are typically bold. You know, you think about some of the good visions out there like GE, we bring good things to life, or more recently, Sony, make believe. You know, those are things that sees all possible futures. Now, strategies are a little bit more tactical. Those are the ways or things that we're going to do to try to achieve that vision. So, for instance, eliminating death on the job in this century is our vision. A strategy for doing that would be providing predictive analytics, providing information to provide actionable strategies. Those things are strategic, that if we do all those things right, we'll achieve our vision. And then there's plan, which are the more tactical things. So if we're going to provide predictive analytics, what are we going to do with those? Right? So those are the specific things that we're going to do. And then of course there's budget, which is not only monetary but resources, time, and what are we going to do to make sure that this change initiative is going to succeed. So let's spend a little bit of time on vision. I've seen a lot of good visions and poor visions, but really the purpose of the vision is to clarify direction of change. Really what you're telling people is this is how your world is going to be changing. Right? It also can clear the deck of clutter, meaning if you have a lot of other change initiatives going on and it doesn't flow within your vision, then it needs to be, cleared out. It can also motivate action in the right direction. Now, really it could go against some self-interest or cause pain, especially if, what I do is going to drastically change. But really a good vision will motivate people in the right direction. And it can also help coordinate action, meaning if people understand what the vision is, and they understand the good strategies, they can create a plan that will coordinate with 1 or 2 or 3 or many of the strategies that will help us move us towards that vision. And by doing that, your employees can work with autonomy. Now, there are characteristics of good visions. Again, I've seen some poor ones, but the best ones are the ones that are really imaginable, right? It puts you in a desirable state. This is something I really want to work towards, right? It's feasible. I can see myself doing it. It's focused. It doesn't ramble on and on and on. Very flexible, you can communicate it easily. And again, there's some really good visions out there. Creating a vision is so important that I actually have some separate videos in our Learning Center that specifically talk about how to create your vision. So go check those out if you really want to look at a little bit more time on creating that vision. So a lot of companies, depict their vision, strategies, plans, and budgets in this, 3-pillar, 4-pillar diagram. But really gives a good idea. So the vision is the overarching structure, and then you have these strategies or pillars that help support that vision. The plans and budgets are a lot more tactical. So one way that I like to talk about the differences between strategies and visions is using chess as an analogy. So if you think about a vision, a strategy is a logic for achieving that vision. Now, for chess, the vision for playing chess is really to put a king in a place where he can no longer make a legal move. Now, there's different strategies for going about that. The most often used strategy is called the Ruy Lopez, and these are openings. And what it does, it basically says we're going to get our pawns out. We're going to, try to capture the center of the board. These are strategies for getting to that end game or middle game. Now, the actual plans, if we use our vision, strategy, plan analogy, right, is actually moving those pieces in the right directions in the right order. So, again, A vision and strategy is something that's more leadership, right? It is big picture, it's bold. Plans and budgets are a lot more management, right? So how are we going to do that? What's going to be the financial, the monetary, the time budget to make sure we get those things done? So that brings us to the end of our first section, which is preparing for a step change. Join me in my next session where we're going to get into the second group, which is where we communicate that vision, identify roadblocks, and then create some change initiatives.